Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. It's insane how quickly last year went by. The year went by fast, and honey, there were days that went by really slowly. Welcome. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would, hey, love, how are you, Maya? Happy New Year. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining me today. Now, just for the other ladies that will be joining us, drop your name and the city. I know that you're up top. And so, Happy New Year, Yvette. Welcome, welcome. Drop your first name and the city that you're joining in from. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Hey, hey. Okay, so we're going to get to it in just a few minutes. I've got everything laid out. Buffalo, New York, I love it. Yes, Maya. Brooklyn, representing in the house. Teresa in Virginia, welcome. Thank you so much. Sandy, Clearwater, Florida. Oh, weather's gorgeous there. Welcome, welcome. Happy New Year, everyone. Decatur, I love it. I love it. Sheena, welcome. Thank you so much. We're going to give everyone a few minutes to get dialed in, get logged in. Hear me, dialed in. I went old school, didn't I there? Welcome. Happy New Year. So we're going to be talking about love it. Happy New Year. Carla from Columbia, South Carolina, thank you so much for joining us today. Happy New Year. The dogs, the pups are going to start coming around because they hear me talking and they want to figure out what's going on. You see Bailey in the background. Roz, South Carolina. Okay, we've got a couple ladies from South Carolina. Love it. Love it. Sounds like you had an amazing breakfast. Well, you guys asked for some girl talk time. We're going to talk about skincare today. I've come with a bare face and freshly shampooed and blow dried hair. So maybe I'll end up going somewhere later. Michigan, love it. Marshall, did I pronounce that right? Thank you so much for joining us. So, hey, I love it. Tell me, Desiree, yes, VI Strong. We are VI Strong. Welcome. Happy New Year, love. Thank you so much for joining us today. Malika in Dallas, I love it. I love it. Welcome. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So I'm going to look a little bit to my left every now and then. I made some notes just so that I don't miss anything. And I've got products laid out in front of me. Okay, so you guys ready? You ready to get into it? Let's go. So, hang on. Okay, so before we jump into skincare products, what I'd like to just talk about first. Diane, Happy New Year in Tampa. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And before we kind of start talking about products, let's kind of start with the basics, right? And so, hang on, just let me get my notes. Just so that I'm ready for the next topic here. So, okay. So, thank you all for joining me. I said that. You guys all have introduced yourself. You can take notes if you'd like, but I'm going to drop things in to the descriptions later in the live. So you don't have to keep up with any of it. Um, Venetia, welcome. Happy New Year. And so you guys asked for this, so here we are. And I think the biggest thing about this journey is not trying to erase or cover anything that may be happening in our skin as it matures, right? Yes, it will be saved and you'll be able to go back to it later. And so thank you for asking that. And then after the video is over, I will go in and drop in links. The last live that we have, I need to go back in and drop those links as well too. So I will do that later today. So, as our skin changes, we might feel this need to try to cover things. And that's just not what this is about. This is about embracing where you are and learning how to care for yourself from this point, right? So, like I said, before I jump into products, we're going to talk about basics. What does your diet look like? And are you drinking enough water, right? Are you taking in the things on a regular basis that you need to keep your skin, your face, and your body operating and thriving at its best, right? So if we are not putting either not eating the right things, right? Or we're not eating enough of the right things, it's going to show up on our skin. Our skin, our face, it's going to be dry, flaky. We may have irritation that starts to show itself. Great example, I stopped taking my probiotics and it started to show up on my face. And I didn't realize that just with the busyness with life that when I ran out of it, I had not replenished it. And in taking all of the other supplements I was taking, I just didn't realize I was missing that. And what started happening was I started breaking out in hives on my face. And then it went from my face to my neck to my arms. And really what was happening was my gut was out of balance. And that probiotic, prebiotic as well, is very, very important in our gut health. And so after I did a detox, and I stayed on that detox about a month, instantly within a few days, I actually started noticing that the hives were fewer and far in between the breakouts. And so now it's almost non-existent because my gut has rebalanced itself. So it's going to be really important for you to examine what you're eating and what you're drinking. And being hydrated is so critical, not only for our skin, but for our brain balance. We just don't operate at our best when we're not drinking enough water, and be creative with it. I don't do a lot of fruit because fruit just shows up on my body in ways that I'm just not okay with. So, but what I do is I infuse it in my water, and that helps keep the water a little bit more interesting tasting for me day to day, week to week, and month to month. And then I keep, larger, have a Stanley and larger bottles to make sure that I'm managing that on a consistent basis. So that's super important. Your vitamins, the vitamins that you're taking are critical. Are you taking a daily vitamin? Are you taking a probiotic? Are you, taking any other supplements to help support your wellness? Because again, our skincare is multifaceted. It's just not the products you use. It's just not the makeup that you use and how you apply that makeup. It's how are you managing yourself from a holistic standpoint. And that's going to be super important. Understanding what products work really well for your body and what products don't work really well. I love coconut water. I'm allergic to coconuts, all of its byproducts. So for me, where I used to use it for hydration throughout my week, it's just not something I can do anymore. So we all are different. We just have to understand our body type as we decide what products work for us and what don't, which products don't. So, like I said, I'm here with a bare face. I did do my skincare routine already, and I'm going to just talk about that a little bit before we start talking about the product that we're all super excited to talk about, and that's tretinoin and how that completely transformed my skin. Okay, so especially if you're using or interested in starting tretinoin or a retinol A product, it's super important that you are getting enough moisture in your skin. You have to use serums and creams. You have to keep that skin hydrated. In addition to using sunscreen is going to be super, super, super important, and staying out of the direct sun is critical when you're using tretinoin. But your skincare routine, what does that look like? Are you washing your face on a consistent basis, morning and night? What are you hydrating your skin with? Are those products working for you as your skin matures, right? Because our skin is constantly changing. And are you using products that really work well for the needs of your skin? So I have a number of products that I use. So let me kind of figure out where they are. So I use a couple of, and you know what? I didn't even, oh my gosh, they're not even here. Let me grab those really quickly. Okay, so I have a couple of for your cleansers. So my go-to is Clinique's Gentle Bar. That's my go-to. And whatever products is that you use that work for you, continue to use those products. I'm really here just to share the products that I use. Yes. That's one thing that I don't do, and I feel like I need to add that. Hey, love, welcome. Is the face steaming, but I use a gentle cleanser, and then I have an oil-based cleanser by Sunday Riley that I use and love. And so because of tretinoin, you're right on time, love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. And so whatever you're using for your skincare routine, make sure it includes a cleanser, adding moisture, hydration and moisture to your skin. For a toner, I really love Magic Molecule because this rebalances the skin. And I use it and I alternate between a Sunday Riley pink drink that has super hydration in it, depending on what I need. So I generally will use Magic Molecule at night. And then I'll use the pink drink during the day, depending on what's happening with my skin. If my skin is a little bit more irritated, I will continue to use the Magic Molecule during the day as well, because it is a microbial skin cleanser and it heals the skin. So if you have a breakout of some sort, I always start with Magic Molecule as well too. If I have a blemish of some sort, I will use Magic Molecule. You can use it for cuts, scrapes, bruises on other parts of your body as well. It's amazing. Someone shared this with me a couple of years ago, and it's been a game changer that I just keep on hand all the time. And then in terms of hydration, I use hyaluronic acid. You have to be careful with this with the tretinoin because it has acid in it. You may experience some sensitivity with it. So this is something that I manage lightly depending on where I am on my tretinoin journey. So it's super important that you pay attention to what your skin is doing so that you can make the necessary adjustments that you need to use. Um, I have combinations of products that either have acid in them, like hydrolonic acid, or the glyconic acid by Ordinary. But there are seasons where I don't use these products and I use products like Biossance that are a much more gentle for my skin. So I use the Biossance line. I have a day cream, I have a night cream that I use. And when I need to make sure that my skin is a little quieter, I will use my Biossance system. And like I said, there's a day formula that they have, and I'll put all this in the notes. There's a nighttime formula. During the holidays, they always have a special trial kit. And that's actually how I started with it. I started using the trial kits just to make sure. And you can go into Sephora. You guys know I love Sephora. On days where I don't feel is great, I used to go in there and just be loved on. But you can always go in to Sephora and try their products um, without having to make a commitment. And they'll usually give you enough product for a week so that you can continue to try that product. So I am not in partnership with Sephora. It's just they're amazing when you go in. The team there is always very has a lot of knowledge, and they are experienced in their areas and add tremendous value. And I love going into Sephora. I always leave with goodies on products that I can try. And so I also use their vitamin C rose oil. They have a great oil. And when I'm using tretinoin, this is for sure the product that I use at night. So I'll add my moisture and then I go in with the tretinoin and then I add this on top of it just to make sure I have extra moisture. Sometimes I do it before, just depends on kind of what's going on, but you want to double moisturize your skin with a cream and a serum when you're using tretinoin because you're going to need that moisture. So again, and hyaluronic acid, for those of you that don't know, you can actually use this midday when your skin feels super dry. I will add it midday and pat it over makeup if I feel like I need it. For sure on bare face, but you can apply it even over makeup. Just gently pat or use a brush and just blot it into your skin, which I didn't know that until about maybe 4 or 5 months ago. So it's pretty amazing. Eye cream. Eye cream is super important. I love Jet Lag has a deep hydration serum by Summer Fridays, and I use that under my eyes. It's a very light gel. You can see, let me see if it is super, super, you can't really tell, but it's, maybe you can, super, super light formula. And I use that during the day. And at night, I use Biossance's eye gel cream, which has a brightener in it as well. And so, whatever products you use, you just need to be consistent with that. And this is not a quick fix formula. This is a journey that over time you will begin to see the transformation in your skin. And so, let's see, use snow mushroom oil. Yes. Use the people's. Yes. Ginger and vitamin C are amazing. I'm allergic to oats and mushrooms. So for me, I have to just be so careful with the products that I use. I'm learning that even a lot of the press powders have flower extract from flowers. Like one product I was using had hibiscus extract and totally broke out. So, just as you walk this journey, you're going to figure out which products really work for you and which products don't. And I would encourage you to also have, sorry, my mom was just messaging me. She's traveling, and so I have to pick her up later. So she was just letting me know she was on her flight. And so I have a combination of products that how do I say this? That are a little bit more budget friendly at night, because these products can be costly. So I have products that maybe not all budget friendly, but I tend to find and use the, and one, it allows my products to last longer because the products that I use during the day, I don't use at night except for the hyaluronic acid. This is like $9 a bottle. So we got plenty of this to go around, right? And then it gives my face a break. There are times I need products that will cool the skin and not, raise it up if I'm having an hive breakout or an allergic reaction to something. Okay, any questions about that before we jump in to skincare? Now, the really cool thing about my new skincare, my makeup routine, my barely there makeup routine, is that I feel like I'm doing colors by, was it colors by numbers? Is that what we used to do as kids? Somebody help me. Colors by numbers? When we would paint with this coloring, and that's how it actually feels now when I apply makeup. Let me see if I'm missing any. Okay. I'm just trying to adjust the screen just a little bit. Forgive me. Any questions before we jump in to the actual makeup routine? This is a great product that I use, and I use this during the day. This is Sunday Riley's Afterglow, and it has vitamin C in it, so it has a brightener, and it has just completely transformed my skin. And I only use this during the day. And so it comes with this really great applicator, and I use that applicator to apply it. And it actually it's nice orangey and bright. Really great product. Smells amazing. Smells very citrusy as well. So that's really a great product, and I only use during the day. If you also masking your face once a week, Maya talked about doing steams twice a week. I think that's amazing. I'm going to add that. But also doing a mask once a week is going to be super important. I started with Peter Thomas Roth's kit. And this is in my Amazon storefront. And there's this great sample kit that you can get. And you can actually try the various masks over time. And so a little goes a long way. I literally I've had this kit for almost a year. And I just use a little bit. And it's amazing because they each leave your skin feeling a little bit different. There are times where I need a little bit more hydration. My favorite one is the 24 karat gold formula. I love this mask. That's actually one of my favorites. So you want to make sure that you're masking your face once a week. And then pharmacy for sure. This is my new go-to. This is a honey-based mask, which is amazing. And you can actually sleep with it overnight if you'd like for extra hydration. And then you just rinse it off in the morning. Great product. And it comes in a couple different sizes. There's a smaller size. And Sephora, go get a sample, try it before you make any kind of investment. Oh, yes. When we did those as a kid. Okay, any questions before we jump in? Anything I need to cover before we jump into the actual application? So Tretinoin. Let's talk about Tretinoin. Anyone using Tretinoin currently? I'd love to hear kind of your comments and feedback on Tretinoin. Anyone using it? Ladies, anyone? Go. No one's using it? So a couple things with Tretinoin that are going to be really important. Some of the mistakes that I made in the beginning. Wonderful. What's your experience like? And how long have you been using it? Just trying to get to my notes so I make sure I don't forget anything. So a couple of things with tretinoin that I made mistakes doing was I started too fast. And I started using too much. I started with too much. And I didn't start gradually. And I didn't have enough hydration in my skin when I first started it. So I experienced peeling and burning, which you really shouldn't have aggressive peeling of your skin, and you should not be burning. So I was actually using too much too aggressively. Yes. Yes, yes. It's an amazing product. I actually recorded um a video with my dermatologist, and he talked about how amazing tretinoin was and that everyone literally should have this at home, and this will completely transform your skin, and it will be the best it will ever be, like every single day after you use this product. It's incredible. If you don't have a local dermatologist, you can use an online pharmacy. Like I started with Nurex, um, and it was $90 for the consultation and the first prescription. And every 90 days, they send you a refill, and it's about $90 every time you get the refill. And so now I get it from my dermatologist and my local dermatologist, and as well as other things that I might need from him. But so it's going to be really important that you start with this gradually. My recommendation is you don't use it every night, maybe 3 nights a week initially, um, because it's going to turn over your skin. Um, Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year. And it's going to be important that you do this gradually. It is going to be important that you hydrate your skin. It's super important that you have hydration because your skin will suffer if you don't. And you apply your moisturizer, you let it dry, you add the tretinoin, and then you moisturize on top. My moisture on top is I use a serum just because that gives me so much more moisture into the skin. So I use my regular cream moisturizer, and then let that dry, and then I apply. And so the drying period, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, let it completely dry. And then I add the tretinoin, and then I add moisturizer on top of it. Yes, it will turn over your skin in incredible ways. And you may have felt, I used to feel like I had amazing skin. My skin was trash in comparison to what it is today. So, and again, and I've said this before, I use it on my face, I use it on my neck, I use it on my chest, I use it on the tops of my hands. I didn't do that initially because the product is so valuable. You want to make sure you have enough until your next refill arrives. But you're only using such a little bit. This tube will easily last me 5 months, if not longer. And I apply it, like I said, on the tops of my hands. I put it on the tops of my feet. I use it on my elbows. I use it, look, I need to apply some on this elbow, but I use it on my elbows. I use it under my arms. Anywhere I can put that. Someone said in last week's live, I use it as lotion. Yes. Yes, because it's amazing. Make sure you don't have it close to your eyes. Please stay away from your eyes. And if you get your if you get your eyebrows microbladed or tinted, just stay away from your brows. Okay. Oh, really? That's amazing. So what else? And I think that's pretty much, oh, and sunscreen is so important. I didn't bring it here with me, but I use Kiehl's sunscreen. And I'm not as consistent with the sunscreen just because it leaves your face feeling very white. Welcome, Felicia. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy New Year. And so I struggle with the sunscreen sometimes. Any questions before we jump in? So we talked about hydration, we've talked about diet, we've talked about your skincare routine for cleansing your skin. We've talked about tretinoin. Um, and for those of you interested in trying it, some of the ladies here already are using it. It's an incredible product, and you can use an online pharmacy. Um, Nurix is the company that I used before. I have no affiliation with them. Someone recommended it, and that's where I went and I ordered it on a Saturday. I had it by Thursday. And it cost $90. And so it was great. And I stayed with them for about a year. And please drop those. Please share that information, love, because we need sunscreens that don't leave that white cast haze. That's going to be super important. Um, you want to take him? Can you take him? Because he wants you now. Thank you. So the puppy was sitting behind me. So his mama is back, and so he wants to be with her, and that's wonderful. So now we're going to jump into the makeup routine. Um, any questions before I jump into that? Let me just shuffle some things around here. Let's see. Move this out of the way. And I always start with my eyebrows. Oh. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Thank you, Desiree. I appreciate that. Bear with me. I'm just looking for. Oh, here it is. Can you go back the other way through there? Okay. Okay, so I always start with my brows, and I use a brow lift gel by e.l.f. Just because that's just the order I like to do things in, really. And then let's see. I don't have very much hair, so I'm so grateful for the microblading of the brows. And so I will shape my brows very quickly. And oops. I shape them with the brow gel, and then I go in with something to lift my mirror. I shape them with a highlighter. Okay. Then I take my contour and just apply my contour. And stamp it in. You're welcome, love. Happy New Year. You know, one of the most powerful things about what we're building here is that we don't gatekeep. You know, it's a safe place for us to learn, cry, grow, and thrive together. I love we share information so openly here that we all walk away learning new things. So thank you so much for being the best part of what we're doing here in building. Okay, so that's the contour. I stamp that in. And then I apply a little contour here, here, and then, and this literally takes me, oh, my nose is sweating. I add some contour to my nose. And this literally takes me like 10 minutes, maybe 15 max. Nose is running a little. Okay, so that's contour. And I take a smaller brush. This is actually a concealer brush. Yes, I absolutely agree. And then I lightly fan this out. And it just gives a little bit dimension, a little depth. Okay. And then if you would like, you can add a little, and sometimes I do it. I add a little contour underneath my chin. And then brush it up in here, and it just adds a little depth and dimension here to your face. You know, and I don't really, it's the same makeup routine that I use really pretty much every day. And I deserve to spend extra time on myself and pamper myself. So I do. And you do too. And so I mean, literally, this is the amount of makeup that I use on my face. It's really, oh, wrong brush. Really just not very much at all. Where before I used so much foundation on my face. So I literally just draw a line here. Oops. I draw a line. Probably need just a touch more. I need just a little bit more. Maybe just another little dot. Again, it's not very much product. And then I just stamp that in around my nose, around my lips. And then I apply a little bit here on my forehead. Literally. That's it. And then I apply a little bit along the sides of my face. Literally. I'm not sure if there are any messages. I was just checking. And then my contour. Sorry, my concealer. And I use Fenty Beauty concealer. I can't remember the number. I think it's number 3. No. 440W. And this is why I say it's color by numbers. Literally, this is it for makeup. Where before I would apply 3 times that amount. And because my skin is in the best condition it's ever been because of the products that I use and Tretinoin, I just need minimal amount of product. So I just add a little bit of concealer here. I feel like I'm doing, and that's it. It's like war paint. While that dries, I will just line my lips. And then take a brush and just soften them. Soften that line. And add my lip gloss. Welcome. You're right on time. You're right on time, Laura. And then now that that concealer has dried a little bit, I just take this is a concealer brush. This one is by e.l.f. It's their Flawless Concealer brush. And like I said, I'll drop all of this information into the description of this video once we're finished today with the live. And then I gently begin to just stamp it in. I'll take a little bit of concealer and take it above my eye, just so I have a finished look here. And then I take the brush and start stamping in the nose area. I should have asked someone to start a timer, but I mean, it really 15 minutes max, really, just really because you're allowing that concealer to dry before you start working it into your skin. Try to make sure that I really work in the under eye so you don't get any product creased in under your eye. That's why it's also important to make sure you're hydrating your under eye area before you start. And I use that jet lag product. And work it in. And then under my nose, under my mouth. Sometimes I don't do this area, just kind of. Thank you. And where before it was just so much work. And then the next step, I just take a blending brush, and this is an e.l.f. It's called the Ultimate Blender, I think it's blending. And then I just go in and I blend everything in. So again, we did color by numbers, right? So you just now connect all the areas. Keep them a little bit separate. So this was the color match foundation I put underneath the contour. And I take it down my neck just a little bit. And then I blend in the product into my hairline along the side of my face. And then I blend in here on my forehead. And the blending is really super important because you don't want to see any lines. And I have come such a long way with this whole experience. Such a long way. And the last thing that you do, well, there are two more steps. So you would add a press powder just to connect everything. Just lightly brush it. I have challenges with the press powders because of the products that are in the press powders for some reason. So I use a pressed foundation that MAC carries, and it's powder. It's a powdered foundation, but I just touch it ever so lightly, and then I just use that to brush and connect everything. Okay. And then I add a little bit of, my word is rouge. Just blot it, just gently. And I hit my cheeks. And that's it. Last step is your setting spray. Oh, I take a liquid setting spray and I use that on an an angled brush, a very light feather angled brush. I just hit it. This was a secret from a makeup artist. And then I use that to tap in setting spray underneath my eyes to keep everything in place. And then let that dry. All right, that way you don't get all that creasing underneath your eyes like, oh my God. Boom. They really do. And they're very, very affordable. And so I love Morphe setting spray, and I love it because it just melts everything together. A makeup artist shared that I used to follow on TikTok that you want enough setting spray so your face is wet. And then you let that dry. I like, and I'm actually going to hit a little setting spray on top of my lids because I see a little product settling in between the lines on my eyelid, and we don't want that. And then when that dries, I add the On Till Dawn waterproof mattifying setting spray, just because sometimes I just don't want that super glowy look. Sometimes I do, but this just gives it, one, I get a little bit of waterproofing so I don't get any makeup transfer, right? If I hug someone, greet someone, or get makeup transferred on my own clothing. And if we can just help that with the drying, help that drying process. And then I hit it with, and then it takes a little bit of the glowy look out. And that's it, ladies. That's my makeup. That's it. I wonder if it'd be great if someone actually timed that. Next time we'll have to time it. But like I said, it's no more than 15-minute process. Where before it seemed like it took me so much more time and I was using so much product on my face, where I'm really not using that much product now. And that's it. If you want to add a little bit of gloss to your, and sometimes I'll do that. I'll take a little gloss and I'll add it to my lips. And that's it. So you have a really simple look that looks very natural, but it highlights, right? You've got highlight around your eyes, your forehead area, anywhere where the light hits your face is where you want to contour. Some people will contour here. I added a little contour, not contour, I'm sorry, concealer for brightening, right? Here, you can add a little here if you'd like. I generally don't put any on my chin. And that's it. In just a few minutes, you have this effortless kind of glowy, natural look. And I'm really not using very much makeup at all. So the goal is for us to not hide the skin that we have, our maturing skin. It's to continue to intentionally take care of our skin and then add products that highlight our beauty, right? and it's so much fun. I am not here to promote that every woman needs to wear makeup, but I'm a girly girl and I want to look very finished every time I leave the house, no matter where I'm going. And this look takes me less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes max. And really, most of the work is done on how we care for our skin, our face, our hair on a daily basis, right? When we intentionally take care of ourselves, what it takes for us to put ourselves together doesn't require a lot of effort, right? If we um, manicure our hands on a consistent basis, and it doesn't mean you have to add color, or any kinds of acrylic or gems, but caring for yourself makes it easier when it's time to walk out the door, right? And we are intentionally caring for ourselves every single day. I love to know if you have any questions about any of the products or any of the things that I did today. I am so grateful for each and every one of you, excited to see what's going to take place for us together in 2026. And I look forward to hearing about all the amazing things that are going to transform in each and every one of your lives. Um, I feel like the time that we spend together, like this is our girlfriend time. And I want to make sure that we're consistently doing it every month. For the next couple of months, if you guys are okay with that, I'm going to slide over to doing these lives on Sundays, maybe once or twice a month, depending on what you guys would like to do. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, Let me just make sure to see if there weren't any questions that I needed to answer. But I love that we show up for ourselves. I love that we are committed to intentionally caring for ourselves. Um, yes, please rewatch. No problem. We're usually on here for a couple of hours. So the fact that you just came in, um, Marla, is fine. Um, because we're usually here for 2 hours. But we did kind of go through skincare, vitamins, water, diet. We talked about tretinoin. Then we went into our skincare routine, and find the products that work really well for you and just stay consistent with those. You're so welcome. It's my pleasure. Yes, it's such a and then after, before I jump to the comments, the skincare, all of those things are so critically important before you get to the makeup, because when you are managing and caring for yourself day to day, um, the makeup that you need to use is just so minimum, right? And as you know, as you could see, I used just 2 dots max. I really wiped off. It was like a little. I wiped off most of the second dot onto a napkin because I didn't need it, but it just is. You only need just a little bit of enhancement to what you're building and caring for your skin, your body, your hair, and your nails every day. Um, the brown sugar, I haven't seen that one. It must be amazing. This is the mattifying waterproof Maya that I'm using. Um, and it's what I use this one. Um, I'll have to try it. Is it waterproof as well? Because I got this specifically for when I need to cover my tattoos. And so there are instances where I need to cover them on my arms. And so I will use this because it's waterproof. And then I just tried it on my face. I'm not a huge fan of this particular one. It feels very hairspray-ish. But I love the fact that it's mattifying, and it takes a little bit of the the glowy finish away. So I'm not shiny. So that's why I started kind of using this on top of the Morphe. I love Morphe because Morphe basically melts all the products together and give you this one amazing finished look. And I've used a few other products like um, Tilbury. What's her name? Charlotte Tilbury. It's okay. I've used it. I used to love it. Now I'm not a huge fan of hers. And I think because I like the aerosol mist better. And then I used to use Max. Can't remember what their setting spray is, but I found that dried my face, especially when I started on the Tretinoin. So I really don't use it. Elf has some really nice setting sprays that I've actually purchased to try that I haven't started using yet. So I'll probably experiment with some other things just because it just keeps it interesting just to compare products. Um, and that's it for us. You're so welcome. Let's see, Google it. You have to look and see. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. I think that's it, ladies. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Like I said, I will drop the list of products that I've used here today. Most of them can be found either on my Amazon, in my Amazon storefront, or they can be found in my LTK. Um, yes, and you're so welcome. It's so important that we just stay consistent. The easier the routine is, so I'll say this: we give to everyone else. We'll give our time, we'll give our thoughts, and we'll make sure that everyone else is around us. And yes, I'll have to try hers. But just as much as you give the world, you should be able to give to yourself. And so it's the way I look at these things, it's my self care. So cleansing my face at night and in the morning and hydrating it, that's a part of me loving myself. And so once I look at things in that way, it doesn't so much feel like a task anymore when we focus on pouring back into ourselves. I like Danessa Myricks products. I have a couple that I use. Like she has this yummy water powder serum that's really good. And I usually apply a little bit to my nose, and I didn't today. And then I like her tint. The tint is really her serum skin tint is amazing. My only challenge with this skin tint is that it leaves me looking a little red. I've noticed if I'm indoors all day, you don't see it, but when I go outside, you see it. So I want to talk to my makeup guru and ask, I believe you can take this and add a little bit of setting powder and it will neutralize some of that red because my undertones are yellow, not red. So it will take some of that red look away. I love the product so much. I don't want to take it back. I want to find a solution and how I can incorporate it into my life without having that kind of red tone. Because again, those are not my undertones. My undertones are yellow. So, but yes, I'll have to look into her setting spray. Yes, so I'll schedule another one for a couple of weeks or at least once a month. It's January, we've done one today, and then I'll schedule another one maybe in 2 weeks for our January meeting. Yeah, it's the one, and the problem with it is that a lot of these lines have red undertones and not of yellow undertones. And so it looks perfect indoors. And when I went out one day, I noticed the red, which is not right. But I remember my makeup person, Maya, said that if you add setting powder to it, it kind of neutralizes that red. So we'll see. We'll see. If not, I'll take it back. I'm the queen now of taking things back if they don't work out. Let's see, waxing, shaving. I have hair removal for my chin area. Helps a lot, but I have silver hairs that laser couldn't remove. I don't know. I have a little facial um, hair removal. It's not a razor, but it's round and battery operated that I use. That could work. Let me see if I can grab it really quickly and show it to you. Okay, Braun makes this product, and it's a hair, it's battery operated hair removal. Um, so right, right, right. I so this might work, and it's gentle, so you don't have to worry about being nicked, and so I can actually put my finger on it, and it doesn't hurt. Um, yeah, and if I have to add another foundation to it, I rather just take it back because this is a skin tint. Um, but a lot of the lines have a lot of red undertones. I don't know why they do that, assuming that everyone has red undertones that is of a deeper complexion, and we don't. So I'm not sure what that's about. Focusing on me. Yes, yes, and I think it's so important. Like, I'm a makeup girl. If I'm whether I'm leaving the house or not, if I feel like putting it on, I'm going to because at some point I'm going to be doing something. It's such a light amount of product that it's really become so effortless to just add a little bit of highlight to your face, right? And your lips. I mean, why not? I don't have to wait till I'm meeting someone. I am equally important. I am just as important. So if these are the things that make me feel good about who I am, I'm going to do them, whether I'm leaving the house or not. That's just what's going to happen, right? So I think, yeah, that's one honey. Hmm. So maybe that helps. I lost track of who had the question about the hair removal. So, I have very fine hair, so I don't kind of run into that, but I find that this hair remover, whatever this thing is called, um, is works on the fine hair that I have, and I like this better than using razors. Dermaplaning just doesn't work for me. I break out. It worked great initially, but it just doesn't work out anymore. So I stopped doing it, and I just now touch up, clean my facial hair using this because this is very gentle on my face, and I don't have to worry about feeling irritated or any breakouts after this product. And this is, I believe, in my Amazon storefront as well. And I'll drop that. Let me just at least drop the link for that. You can let's see. Maybe I can't, maybe not. Can't find it. I have so many links. Let's see. So many links. Let's see. Well, it's my link is it's probably just easier if I type it .com shop. I think this is it. Let me just test it really quickly. Yeah. Okay, so yes, it's by Braun, and I'm pretty sure it's in my Amazon storefront. There's my Amazon storefront. There's the link to my store. I know. Remember, Braun used to make those cell battery curling irons where you actually had to take the battery and put it on a charger. And it was like the first wireless curling iron. I used to love that thing. I wish I kept that. Mom probably still has it. I'm gonna ask her. She had my she's kept my Barbie dolls all of these years and actually kept some of them and gave them some of them to my daughter when she was about 7 or 8, and then some to one of my nieces as well, which was kind of cool. So she might still have that thing somewhere in a box. So I'm gonna find out. I love that we get to spend time together. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for sharing time with me today. Happy New Year. I know that the things that are going to unfold in our lives this year are going to be incredible, and I can't wait to continue to journey through life with each and every one of you. I love you all. For those of you that are in Atlanta, those of you that are in Atlanta and are available, there's still some room for the girls' night event that I had, the meet and greet for tomorrow night. It starts at 7. There's still space if you're interested in registering for that. It's a free event. We're just going to meet at a local business, restaurant, bar, and kind of hang out and spend some time. So if you are available and you'd like to register for that, I'd love to have an opportunity to share time with you face to face. There will be other events in the future. I do not have an LED mask. I've been thinking about that. Yeah, it was made by Braun, and it's in my Amazon storefront. Yeah, you have to dig, but it's in there because this is called. It's called Face. Let me. Can you see that? Can you see that? It's called Face, and it's a facial hair remover, and it's battery operated, and it's great. It's got a little light on it so that you can see. The fine hair. See the little light? You can see the fine hair on your face as you're removing the hair. And you can actually hear it. And then you clean it out every so often. It opens up and you can clean the top out of it. The hair that may get stuck in there. So it's great. Yes, best wishes. Yes, let me know if you have any other questions. Give me a couple of hours and I'll get everything uploaded. Everything that we talked about today, there'll kind of be a little bit of a kind of a step-by-step reminder of the things that you need to do, some of the do's and don'ts for Tretinoin. I'll add that as well. Thank you so much. I love each and every one of you and so grateful for the opportunity to get to know each and every one. I wish I could meet you all in person. It's unrealistic, but I feel like these exchanges give us time to connect, and by you sharing your stories and commenting, I get to know each and every one of you. Some of you have been with me on this journey from the beginning. So some of your profile names, I know you, I know where you're living, I know more about you, and I look forward to continuing to get to know each and every one of you. Thank you for sharing time with me today on this live. And for those of you watching on replay, thank you for taking time to watch the replay, and it found you just at the right moment where you needed it. Thank you so much, Angela. I'm so grateful for you. It's been such an amazing journey. You know, when I started this year with this channel, I think I had 1,400 subscribers, and I think we are going to hit 25,000 subscribers. Yeah, fairly soon. I'm at 24,932 subscribers currently, and it's incredible. Um, yes, it's amazing what has taken place in the last year, and it's only the beginning, ladies. I love each and every one of you. Have an amazing rest of day, and I'll see you on the next video. Mwah. Bye. Yes, yes, yes. And the prayers will continue. Um, I need to go ahead and work on some of the prayers and get tonight's prayer ready for us as well, as we roll into the next 30 days of prayers. But it's been incredible to share time with each and every one of you. And I look forward to hearing about the things that God is manifesting in your lives, each and every one of you, for your families, the universe, your ancestors, whatever it is that you believe. Please don't let my words and my terminology hang you up. But for me, it's God. And I say universe sometimes as well, because it everything all aligns for us. Continue to speak your manifestation cards. if you're not if you don't have manifestation cards, these are in my Amazon storefront as well. These are amazing. I know people that'll just pull one card every single day. I go through the entire deck until I feel like I've gotten everything that I needed to speak out into the atmosphere. And these are life transforming. Everything that I desire desires me more. They're incredible. Today, I'm open to miracles. I expect amazing opportunities today. My mind is worth millions. The circle around me empowers me. They're amazing. So if you're looking for affirmations in addition to the things that I post on a daily basis, I would encourage you to look into getting these, because they're incredible. There's also a vision board book too that's in my Amazon storefront that is incredible. I leave it on my coffee table and I open it up just as a reminder of the things that I am desiring to manifest in my life. You guys have an incredible rest of your day today, and I'll see you on the next video. And Bailey said bye. He's in the background. Yes, our first 25,000, and we're on to the next 25,000, and every single milestone, every single subscriber is a blessing, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Couldn't get here without you. And to be able to create a space for us, for women near 40, near 50, over 50, and nowhere near 50 is incredible, because we all are going through very similar things regardless of how old we are. We need a space where we can openly share, where we can cry, where we can grow, where we can glow up and thrive. So I'm so grateful to be, a guided light for you on your path, on your journey. Yeah, the cards are amazing. They're amazing. They're incredible. I leave them here on my desk and I pull them constantly. I even found these really cute gold rubber bands, because I got to do extra, right? It can't just be a regular rubber band. It's got to be something that resonates with me. And I think these are in my Amazon storefront as well, these little rubber bands. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing time with me. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Like I said, love you. For those of you that are in Atlanta and you have time, there is a girls meetup in Buckhead Village. The details for that event will drop tomorrow for those that are registered. So the Eventbrite link does not disclose the location, just so that we can keep everyone safe. And we are not advertising that openly and sharing that information. It will be an intimate time together of ladies, just getting to know each other. We're going to hug, we're going to cry, we're going to laugh, we're going to have a cocktail, or not, depending on what your flow is. That doesn't so much matter. And yeah, There are some, you know, I've heard that as well. Someone else talked about having similar experiences with tretinoin, and I love that you found something that works for you. There's a product I used to, before we sign off, there's a product, a line I used to use years ago that my mom introduced me to, and I want to go back to it. It's called Yanka. It's a Japanese line, and you could only find it in spas years ago. And hi there, love. Thank you so much. Welcome. Happy New Year. And you can only find it in spas. And I'm going to see if I can find that again. There's so many Japanese products. I don't even know where to start with that. So if anyone has a recommendation on products that they are using and feel really good about, I'd love for you to share that with us. Yes, you're welcome. It is truly an honor just to share time with you. I am equally excited to get online and share time with you as well, because this, I walk away so full from the time that we share together. I do take supplements. I take a probiotic. I take ashwagandha. I take MSM. I take a daily vitamin. And what else? I also take collagen. I started collagen, and um, you're so welcome, love. You're so welcome. I take collagen, marine collagen. It it smells like a fish tank, but I don't take it every day because I just can't stand the smell of it. So I take it about 3 times a week, and I've been on that about 6 weeks now. Love it. There's a liquid vitamin that I really like. I can't remember the name of that right now. Trevo. Trevo is the liquid vitamin that I love. I've been on Trevo for years. It has like 160 something trace minerals and this and that, all this. It's amazing. And it has a great energy boost in it as well. You can buy it in small little kind of to go shots, and then you can buy it in a larger, I think it's maybe somewhere between 32 to 48 ounce bottle. Um, and so that is the product that those the vitamins that I like and have consistently taken over the years that I need to go back to. I've been taking Ollie, the women's supplement. I'm not a huge fan of gummy vitamins, but that one I like, and I have been taking that one pretty consistently for the last year. But I'm going to roll back over to the liquid vitamin just because it absorbs into the system a lot better. It's got a lot more in it than the Ollie or Ollie vitamin. Uh, yes, of course, love. That's what we're here for. Yeah, I don't like gummies at all, really, but um, and then they can kind of slow your system down, impact your digestion, get stuck in your intestines. Not to mention the other stuff that's probably in there. I'm not a big fan of gummies at all. Um, I love the Black Girl Vitamin line. I just can't take it because it's just all gummies. I love what they're doing. I love their growth. I love how the products taste. Um, no, I don't get the probiotics from the Amazon store. I use the Raw brand. Raw is the product brand that I use, and I get them from the health food store, one of my local health food stores. So I use the thousand. I think it's 100 billion. Let me look really quickly. Yeah. Yeah, so it's the Ultimate Care. Can you see that? Ultimate Care probiotic. Did you see that, Maya? Let's see. So it's the Raw Ultimate Care 100 billion. Guaranteed. And then it's got 34 probiotic strains in it. Okay, so that's the probiotic that I use, and that one's really great. Um, Whole Foods carries that one as well. How about omega fish oil? Do you take those? Um, I do, but I haven't been consistent with the omega-3 fish oil. I need to be consistent, so I'm going to write that down. See, this is why I love our space. Like, I'm actually going to make a note right here. So someone said something else that I needed to add. So, oh, face steaming, and then omega-3. And then Trevo was the liquid vitamin. Yes. Hey, Jenny. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I love them. I think they're amazing and everything they're doing is amazing. I just can't take them. Um, and then another viewer shared with me collagen, because I also take collagen. Like I said, I take the marine collagen that just regular collagen is a byproduct of of cows. And so that's just not something that I can ingest. So she shared that she took a marine collagen, and that's something that works really well for me. I think it's made out of Alaskan cod or made from Alaskan cod, wild caught Alaskan cod. And that's just more digestible in my mind. And I don't eat beef. Um, so taking a product that has that's made of a byproduct of cow products or cow parts is just not something that I can do. I didn't even know what collagen was made of until that viewer, and thank you so much. I don't even remember who it was. She shared that she took the marine collagen, and that's what made me start Googling it. And I realized what was, and I was just like, I can't do that. So that's it, ladies. I think we've covered it all. We are raw and open and transparent here. We share information. I love it. I think that's it for supplement. MSM for sure is something that I take. It's really great if you have allergies, you struggle with allergy issues. MSN is really great, and it also helps your hair. It cuts down on hair shedding, and it helps your hair look fuller, feel better. And so it does all this great stuff for your hair. I have a prescription for tretinoin, but are there any side effects? So happy New Year from Philly. There are some things, and we kind of talked about it, is that one with tretinoin, don't use it every day. Start maybe 3 times a week, because your face is going to need time to adjust. If you start peeling right away, um, um, if you start peeling and burning, then you're using too much. You're just literally using a pea size for your entire face, and a little bit over a pea size if you want to include your neck. And I would encourage you to include your neck, so that way you get a consistent experience from from your forehead down to your neck. And that's what I would encourage you to do. Um, let's see, making sure you hydrate. You have to hydrate your skin, and so a double hydration is what I would recommend. A nighttime hydration, I use Biossance, and then I follow it with the vitamin C serum. It's a rose oil serum. And so you have to make sure that you hydrate your skin. And then sunscreen. you have to incorporate a sunscreen. And if you go back through the notes, a number of viewers, oh, that's what the other thing, sunscreen. You need to make sure that you're using a sunscreen. Um, yeah, so I have trouble with liquid iron supplements. There's some other things that I use to help me with iron. But a lot of the iron supplements that I have found have a floral base, like chamomile, as an example. One of the products that I was using or tried had chamomile or chamomile flower in it, and I'm allergic. So I I actually will stay away from a liquid iron supplement because of that. Um, let's see. We are so dope. So I would, let's see. Holistic herbal iron. Is it a capsule or is it a liquid? That herbal product. It's supplement. So, it could be a liquid or it could be a capsule. So I tend to stay away from the okay, it's a capsule. I do have some capsule iron pills. I just haven't taken any of them because of the past issues I've had with herbal iron supplements, because the itching is horrible, the hives are horrible, and just for me, it's just not worth it. I am not taking a supplement. I probably need to. I just increase my spinach intake, which I have to manage that because it's high in sodium as well. Um, yes, I love it. Yes, something that simple. I something so simple kind of changes things. And I'm so glad you shared that, love. And I'm so glad it's helping you. The other thing that I have incorporated, which has helped me, is instead of focusing on I got to get on the treadmill or walk for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I just say, okay, I got to get 6 songs in today. I know we slid over to working out, but it helped me be more consistent. If I could focus on, what, this is a time I'm going to listen to some of my favorite hype music, then I'm going to allot the 15 or 20 minutes a lot easier to do that than try to struggle through a workout I might not even feel like doing. The after 50 life, that's more common. Before 50, I didn't have issues with working out. But, when those shifts started taking place, I just didn't have very much interest in working out sometimes. But if I could focus on 6 songs or just jump roping, there are times I'll go to the gym, I'll go upstairs to our gym and I'll just jump rope. And that's my workout because that's all mentally I can get done that day. And I've still accomplished more than not doing it at all. And then sometimes I'll run in place. I'll be at home and I have a couple of stretching mats or yoga mats, and I'll get on those and I'll just run in place for 3 songs, for 4 songs, and I'll do that a few times during the day. And that helps kind of change the pace a little bit for me in between my workday, and then it helps me stay consistent with some level of increased cardio activity for myself. Yes, that's what counts. That's what however you got to get it done, get it done. Because not only do you need it for weight loss, you need it for your heart. You need to keep your heart healthy, right? It helps manage sleep. It helps with managing your blood pressure. All of these other things that are so much more important. Yes, weight loss is important, but also your mental health is critical. And if I can just get on a jump rope, but sometimes it just clears my mind, and whatever it is that I was focused on or distracted with, before I did that, all goes away after that 15 or 20 minutes that I've spent just clearing my mind. So, if nothing else, being consistent for your mental health is more important than anything else. And as we focus on what we need for ourselves mentally and emotionally, everything else falls in line, right? If you want the cake, eat the cake. Yeah. Yes, I love that. Yes, yes, like we need it because the thing is, yes, all of these things are so critical. Lighting a candle helps my mental space. So I light a candle I go to get ready in the morning, I light a candle. That's not something I'm doing because I've staged it for a video. That's how I live my life. Before I go to bed, I light a candle and I sit quietly. That's not staged for a video. That's how I live my life. And that's how I found balance, because doing those small things helps me make my life, it romanticizes my life, right? Those are the things that make me feel good. And so I do them because they make me feel good about who I am and how I've moved through the day. And that helps me reset myself mentally and prepare myself for bed. We're not crashing out to go to sleep out of exhaustion. We are intentionally preparing ourselves for bed. So you put on that robe that you've been keeping for a special occasion, and you put on those cute, adorable, bedroom slippers, and you put on those cozy fuzzy socks and that oversized fuzzy sweater, and do the things, and have that cup of tea or warm water before bed, in your favorite mug. Like, do not save that for holidays and guests. You are as important, if not more important, than the people that you support and live life with. You are equally important as they are, and we're saving these things for these moments. Create that moment every single day for yourself. Like, make your life extra. Make it over the top. And if you're sharing time with people that are shrinking the things that you need, maybe put a little space between you and them. But what we're not doing is we're not shrinking ourselves in 2026. We're not going to be dismissed and disregarded, right? We're not allowing those things in our lives. And yes, we are worth it, and we deserve to spend that extra time. Spend a few extra minutes on your makeup, and spend a few extra minutes, on your hair, and a few extra dollars on that blow dryer that makes you feel good, right? Because it's your favorite color or whatever it is. And we can't continue to keep denying ourselves the things that we need to feel good. And I'm not saying go out and buy all this stuff, but what I'm saying is invest in the things without apology that make you feel good. Back to the tiny plates. I use tiny small plates because I love them, and it helps me manage my intake of my food. So I also, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that I live. It's a lifestyle that my daughter lives, because we manage ourselves with small meals. And so we just manage ourselves in this way, right? Everything we do is with intention. We're not starving ourselves. We might have 2 helpings on that plate, but we're going to use the small, cute plates because they're small and they're cute. Right? And so we're not apologizing for the things that we need. We have 3 or 4 different, shower gels. That's because we love that. And that's what makes us feel good when we shower. And I use body oils because they make me feel good. And I'm not apologizing for those things. So we are not going to be apologizing for the things that we need for our wellness. Okay? I appreciate each and every one of you. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you cannot no more neglect your self-care. We're not doing that. We're not doing that no more. We're not doing that no more. We're not. We're not. Yes. I mean, I have candles and plants and all these things around me that make me feel good, right? Your space is the space where you should be able to come home and feel safe at the end of your day. Your space is your retreat. It's your rest, and you create what you need. Again, I'm not saying go out and buy all this stuff. Repurpose the things that you have, move things around, pull out those blankets that you're saving for your guests and lay one out for yourself. Put a bed tray in your bed. I have a gold bed tray. I do that because I'm extra. And I like that. I like to be able to lay in bed and have a cup of hot tea and put it there. I like to be able to take my glasses and put it there. I like to be able to do those things because my luxury starts at home. And it doesn't mean it was expensive. Yes, your sanctuary. Like this is your safe space. This is where you recharge. This is where you recover. So make it what you need. Yes. Yes. I love this, Jenny. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. Me too. I am loving me every single day. And doing it makes me happy. And those things that I do don't cost anything, right? I'm just reinvesting in myself. And so I have, you know, you know what I mean? Like we can just repurpose the things. Yes. Yes, like wear it. A nugget. You just talked about perfume. You talked about perfume. On eBay, someone shared this with me a number of years ago. You can buy what's called lots of perfume, LOTS. Not a lot of, like lots of, but a lot of perfume. And you get a random mix of luxury perfumes in sample size. And you can go to eBay and you can just type in lots, LOT, of perfume, and you'll find all of these different, you can get all of these different samples. And that's what I would do because I didn't necessarily have it in my budget to spend it on that, but I could have the experience of trying these different fragrances at such an affordable cost. And I think it was like maybe 20 or 30 bucks, and you got you might have got 20 of them or 30 of them or whatever it is, whatever it is. It's a handful of variety of different perfumes. So if you're, someone that's looking to try, and they have all these like perfume clubs now where you can get these things, um, you know, monthly different samples of different bird song or something. I don't know, something. I think that's what it's called. Yes, I love it. Yes, yes. Our gratitude. We have to. Staying grateful only accelerates the things that are going to come into our lives. Yes, it allows you to reflect back, but it also, you activate something so incredible when you stand in a space of gratefulness. You allow more things for you to be grateful of to come into your life. That's the power of igniting. That's the power of these manifestation cards, is the more that we speak, right? Our gratitude and the things that we expect to show up, the more of those things come into our lives. Right. And so we have to really govern our thoughts. Like I had to talk to myself yesterday. I went out yesterday, and I'll share this and then I'll go. I went out to get my car serviced, and I walked away from the lobby for a second to go to the restroom and came back. And what I discovered is someone had gone into my bag and stole and they were, I guess the next thing was going to be stealing my laptop. And they stole my charger and my magic mouse that I keep in my tote bag. And so I didn't find that out till I came home, and my laptop was dead. I opened it up as I was working between both devices and went to look for my charger, and it was gone. And it's like, but the reason I bring that up is I had to talk to myself because it had gotten me so upset that I had to be careful of my governing my thoughts, right? And so, unfortunately, things sometimes thank God they didn't steal my laptop, and I'm able to go replace and get another charger. But the fact that someone violated me in that way and went into my bag and took my stuff, I had to talk to myself to keep myself in a positive place, right? So things happen, but we have to be sure and make sure that we don't allow it to derail us, and we don't allow it to what's the word? Take over us and completely change our mindset, and which can impact other things in our lives. Because yeah, like we don't need that. Exactly. So we went a little bit over, but this is amazing. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Keep doing all the amazing things that you're doing. Allow the other ladies that are sharing here to be an inspiration to you. I love, again, that we share here in the videos, because that helps another woman along on her journey. And when you share your successes and your testimonies, there are people that need to hear that because of the things that they may be going through that you came out of and have overcome. So continue to share your lives. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, I'll see you on the next video. Mwah.